On July 12, 2015, Officer Traudt fatally shot Paul Castaway. As you can see from the surveillance footage, the officer's decision to use lethal force is controversial. Denver's DA declined to prosecute the policeman, and they issued the following statement. Officer Trout's decision to fire his pistol was, under these circumstances, objectively reasonable and appropriate. Indeed, Castaway gave him no other choice. Officer Trout's actions are justifiable under Colorado law, and accordingly, I will not file criminal charges. However, there are some people who disagree with the DA. 6 years later, they gathered at Westwood Park to pay their respects to Mr. Castaway and to air their grievances. I attended the vigil and had a chance to interview Mr. Castaway's cousin.
Okay, and Mr. Morado, if you could say anything to the officer who shot Mr. Castaway, what would it be?
That you took a valuable life, and in all that, his life is not summed up in 2 words or two bullets, or 3 bullets that he actually shot at him. You know, Paul Castaway was actually a really good person, you know, and the fact of the matter is that we have yet to have any kind of justice or anything to hold accountability, and to hold that officer as being diligent or negligent, because I believe that the officer, he acted without, just cause, and at the same time, he took a family member. He took my family member, and I, at the same time, and I mean, I'm not talking just about me, but he's got family members all across this state. Everybody is just devastated by the whole fact that they pretty much, I wouldn't even call it a shooting. I would call it execution, because he was giving himself up, and they still went up shooting. And that's the hardest part about that, is that he was giving himself up. They just wouldn't adhere to the protocols that they're supposed to, that are set in place for officers. And at the same time, now this officer is still out there, running around and every time I hear firework, doing it what he would do as an officer, patrolling. And I just feel like there's something in there that's supposed to be like consequences for their actions. That's basically what it is. I wish that there was consequences for his actions, but at the same time, there is no consequences.
Okay, and again, I am so sorry for your loss.
No worries. I appreciate it.
Man, he was a good soul. You know what I mean? So when you take somebody's soul, that's what we talk about when in our native way is like, our way is that, our souls go to Kashala. Kashala is the great creator. He's the one that watches over everybody. Kashala. Can you guys say that with me? Kashala. Can you say it with me? Kashala. Kashala. Say it again. Kashala. Kashala. Say it again. Kashala. 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 He's up there. He's walking amongst the stars, he's up there, and it's not, the hardest part about it is that we are still sitting here on this earth. We are here on this earth, on this plane, our lives are always judged about how much we do in our life. You know, Paul, I'm so sorry to say it, but it happens, but at the same time, police should not actually have that, the ability to take his life over a minuscule offense, I mean, we wouldn't be here today 6 years ago, that he was killed. And man, it's hard for me as a family member, that was my boy, and then to see all y'all come together with me, man, it makes me so much stronger, because we're not judged by how and our color and our creed, all that, we're here together to support what we know what is right. We're here to be here for what is actually right, we're not out, we don't, go out, show out, whatever, but for other causes, but at the same time, we're here. And that's what I appreciate. I mean, I know all y'all out there are wondering, why are we here? But don't say that, because we're here because my brother, my kola, I say it, kola, my brother, today is his anniversary, and he lost his life for the diligent, what do you call it? The diligence, or regardless, it's because of the fucking cops that shot him, Negligence. And that's what I want to raise, is that we are here, and I appreciate each and every one of y'all. And I swear, man, to be honest, I couldn't ask for a better show up, man. But we're gonna do it, man. Right here is my Buffalo Skull. He's been with me the whole time. So you guys, you want to come and say something to him, you're more than welcome. All right, you can rub him, touch him, and I appreciate all y'all's support, man. I really do. I appreciate everybody's support. Okay. Today is a good day to die, my brother.
Okay.
Yeah, you guys, you're more than welcome.
It's good to see everyone here. I appreciate everyone that came out. Everybody. From my cousins, from friends, from family, mutual people that we know. Because this is what my cousin wants. Look around. You guys just see one race? I don't. I see people from different backgrounds and etc. It doesn't matter what religion or whatever. So I'm about to get into a letter.
Oh.
Trying to do it original.
Do what you gotta do.
I feel
We
you.
have an amp and a mic if y'all want it, by the way.
I'll be loud.
Okay.
Yeah, you can do the mic.
Hello everybody. I want to start by thanking everyone showing up for my cousin Paul Castaway. And it's an honor to be a part of this. So give you guys a round of applause.
Oh.
I'm going to take a play out of the playbook from the Denver Communists and all the people in Minnesota. I'm not here to be cool. I'm not here to get a pat on the back. I'm here to honor a friend, a brother, an uncle, a son, and a father, and the coolest cousin ever.
Oh.
Paul believed in bringing people together and helping his community in any shape or form. From helping the homeless, washing their clothes, let them take showers. Hearing these stories from my Auntie Lynn motivates me to help the homeless too. I see my cousin do wonderful things for the people in person. From giving people a few bucks, giving them a sweater when it's cold. I see him do over a dozen things, over good deeds, I mean. The biggest one, being my foster parent to me and my brother, being a foster parent to my little brother and I, when no one wanted to, on both sides of my family. I asked him for years, why, cuz? And he always smiled at me and never told me that answer. Until one day I turned 18 and we were drinking a few beers at this park. And he told me what he went through with his brother. He didn't want that for my brother and I. We talked about everything that night. That was one of the best combos I had with someone. And oh my God, he was the funniest person on earth. He could brighten your day within a few seconds just telling a few stories from Paul's humor. I'm truly honored to be here with all of you. To me, most of the amazing people here in Colorado, so all of you guys are the most amazing people. And to all the families that lost someone to the police, your family and your voice matters here with our family.
Exactly.
I want everyone to look around and make eye contact if you can with everybody. Appreciate everyone. What do I see? People coming together at every rally. People with different backgrounds and different beliefs. All wanting the same thing, to live in harmony. I'm honored to be here to celebrate with you guys here in Denver. As we speak, they're doing the same thing in Minneapolis. Yeah. Doing what Paul loved to do. Chilling in the park and bringing people together.
Get Jason to
say I got something to say. Hey, thanks everybody for being here. It's a terrible occasion that brought us together, but it's a whole range of emotions that I've seen family members and friends express, and I've had the honor to express with them. So we can have a celebration, and we could be mad, and we could be sad, and I think we're going to be all those things tonight. So Paul was murdered a few blocks over in a mobile home park that we're going to go to the site where he was murdered, and it was caught on tape. And we broadcasted that tape on the house, the mansion of Mitch Morrissey, with Paul's mom, with AIM, with a bunch of anarchists, and that motherfucker. I'm sorry, I'm not supposed to.
Do what you gotta do.
I'm not supposed to cuss. Well,
you do whatever you want to do.
I'm trying to clean up my mouth tonight.
That
guy was home. That guy was home while we broadcast a murder that he refused to bring charges over, and that was very.
Oh, no, okay.
We don't have the power to change things, but that was very satisfying moment for Lynn, for all of us, for everybody who hates these racist, murderous cops. And anyway, it's been my honor to organize with Lynn, Paul's mom, and Paul's brother, and Paul's cousin, and Thomas, and Paul's best friend. We just clicked politically from day one. They never begged state officials for help. They organized militant protests to confront them at their homes and shut down their public speaking appearances. I saw Lynn shut down the damn mayor and the chief of police. They had, you remember that day? You remember that day? Oh my God. You know?
She shut down day one of George Floyd last year. She was holding it down on the east side of the Capitol by herself.
Yeah. Yep, absolutely. These folks never had illusions in the system. I feel like we were always on team ACAB from day one. Actually, on the very day after they murdered Paul, a police sergeant tried to scare Thomas into and squash the very first protest by threatening to charge him with inciting a riot. And Thomas didn't fall for it. None of us fell for it. We had a march and we kept going. You know, Paul's mother and brother became activists. This life chose them with a bullet. Lynn travels across the country speaking to justice families. Gabriel founded Native Lives Matter, has dedicated his life to anti-police activism, and is now organizing de-arrest trainings in Minneapolis. And since being activated by the George Floyd rebellion, Donnie has been in the streets nonstop.
Where's he at?
Where are you at, Donnie?
Donnie.
Fighting for justice and graciously supporting others that are doing the same. As communists, we want nothing more than to see people become permanent opponents of the system, permanent fighters against the system.
Oh, there you go.
And like I said, it's been my great honor to stand in solidarity against racist police terror, to stand in solidarity with indigenous resistance from Line 3 to Palestine and everywhere in between. And it's not out of the kindness of our hearts, but out of solidarity. That means recognizing seemingly separate struggles are actually
similar,
connected.
Yeah.
And Lilla Watson, an indigenous Australian woman, a Gongaloo woman, said, if you come here to help me, you're wasting your time. But if you come because your liberation is bound up with mine, then let us work together. And that's the attitude we try to bring to this work, and that's the attitude that was always extended to us, you know, by the Eagle Feather, the Black Elk, and the Castaway family. So, yeah, I think that's about it. That's about it. No. But so the plan is to hang out here for a bit. Please eat. We have so much darn food. Buy a t-shirt. Any money that we collect is going to go to Paul's son, Emmanuel. And buy or take a button. And there's a flyer that has information about Paul's murderer. Actually, let me tell you a little bit about this guy.
All right, here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Oh, here we go.
This guy is a 3%er, first of all.
Fuck him.
Well, wait, first of all, he's a cop, right?
Fuck him.
We could boo over that.
Yeah.
We could boo over that.
Fuck him.
But he's a 3%er. He has
Fuck
a 3% tattoo on his hand.
Fuck him.
One of our comrades who's here
Fuck him.
discovered that and brought it to light in the
Fuck
media.
him, man.
Hell
The
yeah.
homeless.
Because why?
And the cop was hassling the fucking homeless.
Yeah, they hassle the homeless.
That's what they do.
So this guy,
The guy that shot fucking Paul is a 3%er.
yeah, Officer Mike Traudt is his name, and he's a shooting instructor, or he was a few years ago at least. And as far as I'm concerned, with his beliefs and with his job, he was putting himself in the position to be able to do this. He was like, I'm gonna get to kill someone.
I'm gonna go get. Yeah, I want to pull that trigger.
And he did. And he went wakeboarding the next day and posted about it on his social media.
Posted about the murder?
No, posted about wakeboarding.
Oh, trash.
Yeah. Posted about wakeboarding, and you know he was on paid vacation. So.
Fuck him.
Anyway.
8-year-olds.
Yeah. So sorry, a bit of a sidetrack, but so let's eat some more, and then we're gonna march over there and talk to each other some more too. And actually, Sky, would you be interested in saying something before we leave?
Actually, I would love for Vinny, my friend Vinny Cervantes,
Oh, great.
to
Oh,
come and
Vinny.
talk about an alternative to policing that people in the community have been working towards. So, Vinny, if you'd like to get up and say some words about Gasser, about Star, about creating alternatives to police and how that's actually a tangible role that people in their helpful because, you know, it's one thing to hypothesize to say, you know, well, but it's a whole other thing to actually be mobilizing and alternatives to police. So we don't have another Paul Castaway. You know, we don't have
Up to you, Vinny, but I got people with kidney bears.
No. My name is Vinny Cervantes, and I'm with an organization called Dasher, Denver Alliance for Street Help Response, which was organized in 2018, specifically to create an alternative to police, a model based out of Cahoots in Eugene, Oregon, which replaces law enforcement with paramedics and clinicians for 911 calls. That's why we were created. But before I start that, I want to say thank you to you all who showed up, because last year around this time, there were thousands of people on the street to demand justice for George Floyd and Breonna Taylor. And we don't see those same crowds anymore. And that happens every single year, where a national headline for people who deserve justice comes about, and thousands of people show up, but we don't show up for our own community. So I want to thank those who showed up for Paul, for showing up for Michael Marshall, for Jesse Hernandez, for others who have been killed in this city, because we don't always show up for the people who have been harmed in Denver or Aurora or in Colorado, even though the same systems that are committing violence in Minneapolis and Ferguson and Baltimore are impacting our city as well. And that's why Dasher was founded, to try to create an alternative to police. So we launched the STAR program last year on June 1st, which pairs a paramedic and a clinician to respond to 911 calls instead of law enforcement. If that program were around, I believe that Paul would still be here, as well as other community members who've been brutalized and killed by our law enforcement. Because the very presence of a law enforcement officer, of police, immediately guarantees that someone is in threat of danger, of violence, but we've worked to eliminate them from these types of responses. So STAR is out there, but it's not perfect, and the city has tried everything they can to co-opt the program, to take ownership of it, and to corrupt it in a way where it is still part of law enforcement. It is still part of our healthcare system, where paramedics were involved in killing Elijah McClain in 2019, and still involved in the mental health care system, which still commits racist violence against our communities and dehumanization of people that are in crisis. And so STAR's not perfect, but it's an option, and we're working on options in 12 different cities in Colorado, where we're able to approve a program in Aurora last year that will also replace law enforcement with clinicians and paramedics. And we're working with 12 different communities in Denver and Colorado, that if any one of you are in one of those cities, that we would be happy to work with you to create a real alternative to police. So that's pretty much what I have. I just want to thank you all for coming, and for Sky for letting me know this is happening, and really just insist that we can actually create these alternatives, that we can create something outside of police, because we need to, and it's due yesterday, years ago. So thank you all.
After the speeches, the activists marched to the trailer park where Paul Castaway took his final breath.
My name is Thomas Morado. Paul Castaway was my cousin, on my side, first cousin. You know, to be able to do these things that we're doing here today is sacred. You know, this is sacred. This is really holy right here. You know, because our people have always been known to respect the ones that have been gone. You know, our way, and our traditional way, we always say "doksha," which means, in our language, means "I'll see you again, brother." Doksha. So there's no word for goodbye. There's no word for goodbye. We say "doksha," I'll see you again, brother. You know? And today is a day that I have to say that to my cousin who was killed by Denver police. I had to say, "Doksha, I'll see you again, brother." You know? And that's the hardest part about it. Because, you know, I don't want to actually say them words. I don't want to have to say them words. You know? I want to be able to say, "Doksha," but yet at the same time I want to shake his hand. It's not going to happen today. You know? And that's the hardest part about it. You know, my brother lay here, dead, killed by Denver Police Department. And they justify it like they always do. And there's nothing more than I can say that would let you as a whole know what I go through. You know, I have dreams, I have nightmares, I have visions of him right here, shaking my hand, saying, "Don't shock." You know, give me that five. What do you call it? You know, when you do the handshakes. You know, skin to skin. You know. But I'm so glad that all y'all are here with me. And I'm not a medicine man. I'm not anything other than that. I'm just a man. And let that be known, because I know when it comes down to it, we're all just one. We're all united, one. And that soul and that imagery of what we're gonna actually experience when we go that road. You know, when you go that road, it's a peaceful road. And that's what I hope
live here, so
Paul took that peaceful road.
Is this for Paul that you ride here?
You know?
He was my assistant.
He took that peaceful road that
he lived in.
He's up there, you know? He's looking over all of us. And to be 6 years later, I mean, come on, man. I mean, I never would have even thought this. You know, it's just like everybody else. But, oh, he's just somebody, you know. They throw him on a back burner and then that's it, you know. But for all y'all to come together with me, you know, man, I couldn't picture beautiful scenery right now that I see right now. All different races, all different colors, all different creeds, you know. And that's what I know is sacred, you know. So I appreciate every one of y'all, and I just wanna, you know, want y'all to know who Paul was. You know, he was a good guy, man. It's just hard to know that he's not here with us. You know what I mean? So thank you guys. I appreciate it. I really do, from the bottom of my heart. I really do. Thank you so much.
The public entrusts police officers with an enormous amount of responsibility. They are given the option to use lethal force, and when they do, the law often sides with the state. Because of this, the government has a responsibility to make sure that police officers exercise their authority in a fair and objective manner. This show strongly believes in the right to assemble. However, when there is an obvious sign that an officer has a strong political bias, such as a visible tattoo, it casts doubt on his or her ability to act in an impartial manner. Now, before I end this episode, I would like to thank the family of Paul Castaway for allowing me to participate in his memorial. I would like to also extend my most sincerest condolences to them. Until next time, take care.